Hey, it is your buddy, Peace and Harmony with you here today. And much love goes out to the beautiful, empowered harmonizers. I want to zoom in and focus in on a great topic that I think will provide very useful and results-oriented for you and very productive. And that is what I am calling de-traumatizing your past memories. De-traumatizing your past experiences. Oftentimes when we recall a memory, it is very much like a digital or a holographic experience where you replay it in your mind. And there's little bits and pieces that color or shade the memory, either through color or sound or feeling or motion or smell. You can pull all of those senses back into your memories, just like you may have some very profound, peaceful memories that you have when you were a child, perhaps at your grandparents, seeing their nostalgic cooking, their stories, the feeling that they had as an older person, more stable, soft, listening, they were there for you. Perhaps it's beautiful places that you may have visited where you were like completely indulging your senses. You would let everything go. You became no one and no thing. You just became the experience. And you were just there. And you were alone. Not really just alone or isolated, but you were really alone. You were taking it in. You had stumbled upon a wonderful and sacred experience where you felt alive. You just felt the echoing of all the trees, the birds, the animals, the instincts. You felt suddenly at one and engulfed in this beautiful, mystical, magical, or sublime experience. And those are wonderful feelings. Those are wonderful memories. But for people who have been traumatized in their past as a child, a young adult, a middle child, a middle adult, or an older adult, trauma can be very difficult to overcome or let go of because of the way it is embedded and encoded in the memory. If you think about computer coding or digitization, and, hardwiring, when we talk of hardwiring of things, if we understand the neurology, when we talk about very high stress or intense experiences, it engraves itself, it embeds itself even stronger, even firmer in our mind, and it tends to organize a lot of the other neural network and neurons, basically the cells that are part of your brain that stores this information. It kind of recruits a lot of cells to engage in wiring and firing to re-solidify or hammer in or draw more energy or information into this negative memory that is traumatizing. It is because it is embedded and coded in your brain as such, as close to losing your existence. In other words, where you were yelled at. There have been studies that have shown that when you are attacked, or criticized, or yelled at, or physically abused, this really elicits the fight or flight. It recruits the lower part of the brain, which sends these fear neurons and sends the hormones of stress into your body, and you enter into the fight or flight. You enter into the tense muscles. The fear response, the eyes widening, trying to take in more information, the eyebrows rising, trying to give more light into the eyes so it can see around itself for what is around. It's like the startle response, which then, elicits the fear and then the pins and needles sensation running through the body. And then when we talk about this, it is engraved like an indelible experience, almost like a very vivid memory. We talk about vivid color or vivid sound or a vivid feeling. It is very sharp or intense. Just like if you had a sharp knife on your hand versus a dull knife, it's really intense, underneath the skin sort of experience when you are traumatized. So traumatization can be in the form of physical abuse, emotional neglect, emotional manipulation. Not designed to lift you up, but designed to manipulate you, guide you in one way or another, where you were disempowered, you were almost in fear for your life. So this can cause people to shut down. enter into post-traumatic stress disorder, complex PTSD, where you have these repeated flashbacks or ruminations. And I've addressed this on previous videos, but I'd like to readdress it again. Because if you can de-traumatize these memories and these flashbacks, it'll really help to bring you into the present moment. And so when we can do this with non-traumatizing colors, sounds, tastes, feelings, and embed this into the previously embedded memory. So if you have a very vivid memory or flashback of something that was very traumatizing for you as a child, a young child, an adult, an older adult, and you see all that was taking place, the doors slamming, the sneering looks, the psychopathic glare or stare that, got you in your gut, whatever got you underneath your skin, the, people leaving without you, the people not responding to you, the picture where you looked bad. I mean, all these things are culminating into what we call a traumatizing experience, being physically abused, emotionally abused. You know what I'm talking about. So if you have that, now if you take that memory and just kind of hold it there now, and then put a big shield of bright, brilliant, bright yellow. I mean, the happiest yellow of joy that you can see, and just put that all over in your mind. Call that up right now. And then just look at that bright yellow and that feeling of joy. It just has joyful all about it. It's like the yellow emoji, the beautiful yellow vase you might have seen at the store. Just a pure, bright yellow painted wall. And take a look at that wall and just see how it's just got the happiness. It has that dynamics of joy within it. And imagine, a yellow pitcher just pouring water. It's just a yellow, yellow, yellow feeling, even if it's a bright yellow rock, something that you then embed on top of that previously traumatized memory. So you're then seeing that previously traumatized experience through the lens of a bright, vivid yellow. And then cast the yellow all the way into that negative memory, that traumatizing event. Push the yellow all the way through it. Just push, 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 push. And allow it to absorb all the cells, all the digitization, all the tiny bits and pieces of that memory. And infuse it with yellow right now. And allow that to be your healing energy, that Holy Spirit, that supernatural power that just infuses that negative memory with joy and with understanding and with insight and brilliant yellow, sparkling, vivid, sharp yellow light. And allow it to embed itself and filter itself on top of that negative memory. And then allow a little bit of happy, just peppy energy to then drive that even further into and on top of that negative experience. And really push it in and infuse it now. And feel it just running all the way through your body. And then outside, 30 feet around you, just pure yellow. Pushing that memory. And allowing it to stay in front of your gaze for a moment. And I want that feeling that you just created, where you just embedded joy on top of that traumatized experience. Let it give you the wisdom and the understanding to see it clearly from the here and now on this date. That it allows you to see that through the eyes of joy and higher consciousness, and putting a feel-good feeling on top of it. Where you're able to see it through understanding, wisdom, guidance, and distance now. And seeing that it's so far behind you, you can still see it. You can call it up. You can see it for what it is. You can see it for the nostalgia that it is. But see it through a brilliant joy, where you are now on the side of understanding. And you are now on the side of being able to impact that in a positive way and alchemize it to something positive now. So that had occurred, but you have a healing feeling, energy, and color associated now. So it can no longer bring the dark feeling, the dark cloud. It just brings brilliant white sunlight, much as you might see in a beautiful Hawaiian picture or a Caribbean, just pure sunlight and basking in it. See if you can do that now and help to de-traumatize those negative ruminations that have been plaguing you or holding you back or crippling you for some time now. It is your buddy, Peace and Harmony, with you here today, and I hope that these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support. Much love, beautiful, empowered harmonizers.